Ladies, gentlemen, at this time, I welcome to the podium our forensics advisor to introduce our morning speaker. I already gave him the long, fancy introduction, so here you go, Kyle.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning, citizens. The person you will hear from this morning graduated with honors from Rutgers University in 1989. He went on to receive his law degree from Rutgers Law School, Newark in 1992. In 2012, he ran for the office of Attorney General and was successful in winning that office against a 5-term incumbent. He is also the first Republican to hold that office in West Virginia since 1933. So this morning, I introduce to you your Attorney General, Patrick Morrisey.
How you guys doing today? Good. I have to tell you, every year I come up to Boise State. I was elected in 2012. This is one of the highlights of my year. Thank you for coming here because you guys truly are the future of the great state of West Virginia, and you are the men of tomorrow. You know, it's always fun to be here because Mountaineer Boise State, it's a time-honored tradition. And I love coming up here because for generations, this group, you guys have been training young, energetic citizens, and you've been learning about the basics of civil, decent government. What an incredible thing to do. And I know there were some challenges for a few years during COVID, but I think that you guys are on your way back to filling up some pretty big numbers. And I hope this program goes on for a very long time. I want to start, I was very fortunate to sit next to your governor-elect today. I want to give a shout out to the governor-elect, Sam Dodson, and your attorney general-elect, Sam Struthers, and everyone who won your election yesterdays. I love it, and I'm here on Flag Day. And this is an incredible day. I won't go through, I know some of your other speakers have gone through some of the history. I won't repeat, but I will tell you that it's great to be here today. And for those students who are office holders, know that this is an undertaking unlike any other. I had the fortunate ability to meet your governor-elect, and a lot of people this morning. When you're in office, you take your ideas, you take your energy, you take your ingenuity, and you invest that into improving the lives of your fellow citizens. You expose yourself to the possibility of criticism, and you have to work tirelessly with your colleagues to achieve consensus. Let me be the first to tell you, I appreciate the hard work that you're all doing in serving others, and I applaud your willingness to do so. But let's be clear, the qualities that I'm talking about here aren't just limited to those who serve in government. It applies to all of you in all of your future endeavors because you are the standard bearers of the next generation, and all of you, whether in public office or not, are going to lead in one way or the other. And as members of Mountaineers Boise State, you represent some of the best students here in West Virginia. Now, every year I ask a few questions, and I'm going to do the same this year. I start out by saying, just by a show of hands, how many here plan to go to college in the state of West Virginia? Okay. How many of you here plan to stay in West Virginia for your career path? Now, did you see the difference, right, between those who are going to go to college here and those who plan to stay here? One of the biggest challenges that we've had facing our state is ensuring that everyone in this room and everyone growing up knows that our high school and our college graduates are going to have the opportunity to live, play, and work right here in the Mountain State if you so choose. Unfortunately, in the past, some of the graduates have found it a little bit more difficult to find work coming out of school. I think that's changing. And I think all of you are going to have huge opportunities into the future. We cannot afford a mass exodus of our young talent to other states. If you look at all the statistics, you're seeing that. I'm here to tell you there is hope. There are people that are fighting and doing the right thing for our state. And you guys are going to be a big part of that. And we can't have you leave, because if we want our state to thrive and prosper, we need your ideas. You need your energy, your creativity. That's what's going to propel us forward. Now, I think West Virginia has an incredible future. I like to say it's the shining state in the mountains. Don't you agree? It's an incredible place. But it has a wealth of advantages. It's within 10 hours of 180 million people. We're the 4th largest producer of energy in the United States. Just think about that. We have the ability to provide energy resources to so many Americans. That's a significant advantage. We have incredible workers and really good, decent people. And let me know if you agree with this, we are the most beautiful state in the nation. Amen? So, I think the possibilities for all of you are virtually endless, and we have a very bright future ahead. Now, one of my focuses as Attorney General has really been to defend the jobs here in the state and to promote job growth. And we do this because we want future generations. We want you, I want you to thrive. And I don't want you to have to move away to get work. If I have anything to say about it, and I think I will in the next few years, you're going to have a wealth of opportunity. Now, you come here today, you're probably wondering, what on earth does an Attorney General do, right? Anyone? Folks know what an Attorney General does? And also, you might say, how does an Attorney General affect jobs or economic growth? It's amazing. I'm going to give you a little background on the AG's office. But in simple terms, the Attorney General is the chief legal officer of the state, right? That means, you know, when you think about going to school and you have enforcers of the rules, who are those? The principals, right? They enforce the rules. Think of the Attorney General as someone who helps enforce a lot of the laws and the rules in the state. Make sense? Well, but we do much more. We represent state offices and agencies in legal matters. We write legal opinions. Let's say there's something that's ambiguous. You really don't know the right answer. It could go one way or the other. They might call on the Attorney General to write a legal opinion to sort things out. It's a pretty cool job. And my job as Attorney General is to provide counsel to the governor-elect right here, to make sure that we're fighting also every day to protect our citizens from the federal overreach that we've seen coming out of Washington, D.C. We're also here to enforce our consumer protection laws, our civil rights laws, and be involved in a wide variety of issues. So our office has the ability to have a very significant role in defending jobs and having a very strong jobs environment here in the state. And I think we've been able to do that. In recent years, you may know that West Virginia has been out in front leading to protect jobs. We've had a couple incredible cases that will allow you to have economic opportunities into the future. One case, West Virginia v. EPA. My office led the way nationally. Along with 23 states, we went forward and we defended, this time against the Biden administration, a lot of their Green New Deal, and we were able to win, saving thousands of West Virginia jobs. Thank you. What's really interesting about that case, yes, we protected jobs and we stopped federal overreach, but interestingly, what was happening to the bureaucrats, you know, a lot of those guys that work in D.C., they were trying to act without authority. Now, you guys will know this week that who gets to write the laws? Congress, the legislature, right? It's not these unelected bureaucrats. We made that very clear in our U.S. Supreme Court case, and it's a huge win for West Virginia. Just recently, we had a big win against the so-called Waters United States rule. Now, everyone in this room, we all support clean water and clean air, right? Of course we do. But I'm a believer, like I think most of you, that we have to follow the Constitution. And a lot of the waterways are properly regulated right here in West Virginia, by local communities, or by the state, right? Makes sense. Only a limited number of waterways that are interstate in nature get regulated by the feds. Well, the administration was trying to change all that and regulate your backyard ditch. Imagine you see puddles out there, right? Imagine if someone started to say, that's a federal navigable waterway. It's crazy, right? We went out in front, we stopped that. You know why that was relevant for West Virginia? Does anyone know a farmer? Does anyone know a contractor? Does anyone know someone in real estate? Does anyone know someone in energy? Does anyone know someone who just cares about jobs and economic activity? That's what that case was all about. Preserving your future. It's a pretty big thing to be able to go into court and to do that. And we've been able to take a lot of action across the board to try to protect your jobs in recent years. We've also been busy fighting the drug scourge. I know a lot of you have heard about it. I go out to the schools a lot and I talk about the meth and the fentanyl and the heroin and then the vaping. Let me tell you, I know a lot of people may not understand that vaping could be very dangerous. You know why? Because the vaping now, what you may be breathing in, isn't just maybe cannabis. Do you know that they're lacing it with this deadly fentanyl? Have you heard about that? This fentanyl, the tiniest bit, can kill everyone. In fact, there's so much fentanyl coming into our country that's enough to kill every man, woman, and child in America. And West Virginia has the highest per capita death overdose rate for fentanyl. So I've been pushing everyone to try to change the rules relating to fentanyl because I think it should be classified as a weapon of mass destruction, right? We can't have this deadly toxin kill our future. And right now, you know what the #1 cause of death across America is between the ages of 18 to 46? It's not guns. You know what it is? Fentanyl. Can you imagine? It's a really terrible problem. So the attorneys general, like myself and others, step up and try to fight against that. Try to have a tighter border so all this terrible product isn't coming in. Those are some of the things we do in the Attorney General's office. The opioid settlements, I ended up working to bring accountability to the pharmaceutical companies that we alleged broke the laws here in West Virginia. And now we have record-breaking settlements, #1 in the country. But now we have to use the money the right way. This drug epidemic's a real issue. But I think we have the chance now to really grow and to heal with this foundation in place. That's all going to be available for everyone in this room going forward. That's a pretty cool thing. So in the AG's office, we're in the middle of a lot. We're fighting the drug epidemic. We're fighting to protect your jobs, to uphold your values, and then to enforce the laws evenly without regard to political affiliation or economic status. And you know that's why that's important? You don't want political prosecutions, right? Whether you're on the left or the right, wherever you are politically, you want one standard of justice, right? Who's been elected to your court, Supreme Court? Can you raise your hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you want them to just make it up as they go along, right? You don't. You want them to consider the facts. You want them to consider the law and make the right decision. That really makes a huge difference. And as the Attorney General, I have that same obligation. And that's why I'm so proud of the work that our office has done, because I don't think anyone can point to one instance on enforcement where we haven't acted consistent with the rule of law. You guys are doing some pretty incredible things, and I'm so grateful to be here. Mountain State, Boise State has a long and proud history. I believe it goes back to 1935. I've been coming here now since 2013, and I know you've been the foundation for the education of so many thousands of bright, capable, and talented leaders. I'm hopeful that this week you're going to sharpen up your leadership skills, your citizenry skills, and you're going to learn a lot you're going to apply into the future. And maybe, just maybe, you might learn a little bit about giving back. All of us who are here are fortunate in some level, right? If we're here today, then we have the ability to give back and help others. I believe that. We have a duty to help those less fortunate than ourselves. And always remember, our most prolific resource are all the people in this room, our kids, the people in West Virginia who have a heart of gold. So, as you go forward, I'm asking you to remain civilly engaged. Plug into your community, invest your time, your energy, your talents. West Virginia is depending upon you to grow up and be the leaders of today and the great hope for tomorrow. Thank you very much for having me here. My name is Patrick Morrisey. I'm your State Attorney General, and I wish you all luck over the rest of the week. Amen.